Friends, so CAT 2015 notification is out. The cat is out of the bag, the very famous dialogue which has been coming since ages. CAT 2015, my dear friends, how are you feeling? So first of all, let me tell you some facts associated, and simultaneously we will discuss the strategies that one need to implement to ban the cat. The first change which CAT has bring this year is that there will be 3 sections instead of the 2 sections which were there earlier. So if you see 2 years back or 3 years back also there were 3 sections. The 3 sections are: first section quant section, which will be 34 questions. The second section is DI/LR logical reasoning data interpretation section, 32 questions. And the third section is they call VRC, which is verbal logic and reading comprehension, 34 questions. So overall there are 100 questions. Now what another change they have brought in is that the total time is 180 minutes, which is 3 hours. Earlier, if you notice, last year it was 170 minutes. So they have increased by 10 minutes. But the very important change is they have given this time the sectional time limit. Please understand. So entire strategy has to be made again, replanned, remodeled and everything. So what is sectional time limit? Each section they will be giving you exactly 1 hour. There is 1 hour per section. So let's say you are doing section number 1, which is quant section. You have 34 questions. You have exactly 1 hour for that. You do whatever, any number of attempts, you do whatever, you have got 1 hour. The moment 1 hour is finished, section 1 is finished. You have to go to section 2, again 1 hour. Please understand. And you have to do whatever in that 1 hour in that section 2. You can't come back to any of the sections. You can't come back to section 1 later on. So this is a very, very, very fundamental change which they have brought out again. The third very, very important fundamental change, or rather first time in the history of CAT, they have said is they will be providing you with something called online calculator. On the screen you can use online calculator. Means there is no the latent need for revising reciprocal percentages, square, cube. We always keep on saying square root and everything. There is no need to remember that to that level because calculators will be allowed. So if calculators are allowed, I am sure you must have figured out that the data interpretation answer options will be quite close to each other, because now there is no competitive advantage of any person over other as far as pure calculations are concerned. I would definitely welcome this move. Because as today's managers, obviously we have all access to all kind of technologies. What we need is the right path of decision making. Calculations involved can be obviously taken care of once your path is decided. So your options will be very, very close. You will have to use your intellect to find out how to actually use the calculator. That is where the key lies. Another thing which is also happening for the first time in the history of CAT exam, and I think which is the game changer, is that there will be few questions per section which will be non-MCQ type, non-multiple choice questions. You will not have 4 options for them. There will be some space provided in front of the question wherein you will have to write the answers. You have to type the correct answers in that box. So that is where I think the key lies. Please take these questions very, very seriously. As it is, options are not there. So only if your concepts are pretty clear, if you have practiced over the years, if you have, over the months rather, you have realized how to approach the questions, you can then solve these questions as there are no options to provide you some kind of hints or whatever. You have to write your answer on your own. According to me, these are the questions which will definitely create a difference in terms of normalization as well. So that brings me, CAT exam will happen on 29 November Sunday, and exactly 1 day, there are 2 slots in the exam. So across the slots there will be normalization. I am sure most of you are aware, the lesser the slots, the better for every one of us. The normalization, which is not in our hands, plays lesser role, So it is again a welcome move. Last year CAT there were 4 slots. It was conducted in 2 days. CAT prior to that there were 20 slots, and therefore it is a much welcome move. There are 2 slots. Although the ideal scenario will be just 1 slot for everyone, but of course we are tending, we are moving towards that kind of a trend as well. So coming back, normalization plays a very important role which is not in our hands, and therefore I sincerely recommend you to take these non-MCQ questions very seriously. Take some time, give some more time for these questions. Be pretty sure that whatever you are writing the answer is definitely correct. Of course, if it is not in your skill, you can't do much about it. But of course, you must try to give more time and try to understand those questions. If it comes in your stride, that is what the best scenario would be. So now the $1 billion question comes is, what should be the ideal attempts? And this is what the crux of the matter is. So although I will give you my suggestion, but based on the experience I have, when CAT was, there were sectional time limit which used to be there 2 years, 3 years back as well. But I sincerely recommend you to take lot of mock tests in the next 4 months time. Since the time has also increased, CAT notification, as we were thinking it would be last week of October or first week November, they have given the date as 29th of November. So we have got more time, 20-25 days have been added in our arsenal of preparation. So please take lot of mock CATs in these coming months. Once you take the mock CATs, obviously in the pattern which CAT has demonstrated, you will be able to realize what are the right attempts of yourself based on your skill sets to optimize your percentile score, number 1. Number 2, you will also realize that the people who are getting 99.9 percentile in these mocks consistently, how many attempts are these guys doing? Of course, over the entire spectrum of test series available in the market. So then based on that, you can judge the correct feedback, you can get what is happening and everything. But if you ask me, honestly, I would recommend, according to me, 22 to 24 questions if you attempt per section, if you keep that target in mind, I think that is a very good attempt. Obviously, with 85 to 90% of accuracy we are talking about. So that will be a very good attempt to fetch around 98, 99, 99.5 in the range of percentile. Overall, I think around about 65 to 68 attempts would be very good attempt. See, there is a reason to it. There is sectional time limit. Please don't forget. There might be 34 questions in quant, and if we see the last year paper, which was a very easy paper, obviously I am assuming that CAT will be a little tougher than last year. The sectional time limit ensures that you cannot attempt more than a specified level, and that applies to each and everyone. If there is a total time, then obviously some students who are probably good in quant, let's say, they might give more time to quant and therefore increase the cutoff in that particular section. Some students who are good in verbal, they are probably born on books and novels or whatever. They are very good, exceptional qualities in reading skills. They can probably give more time in English and therefore increase the cutoff in that section. But now when the sectional time limit is there, the total time for each and every student is same across all sections. He just can't give more time over there. Obviously his skill is better than others, so he will definitely perform better than others. But not to that level which he himself would have wanted, as probably he could have stretched more time in that particular section. So I hope I have been able to make myself very clear about the number of attempts, about the tests and mocks that you must do. The most important part, I think, is you must start to use the calculators as well, because I think by now we have practiced without calculators and everything. So one must now try to use online calculator as well in the mock test, because it happens if we are not in some habit, we don't know how to press, where is into, where is 1, where is 5, and if we press a wrong digit in the heat of the time pressure, actually our answer will come wrong. So that is what the idea is. Now practice according to the format given, do very well, and let's bell the CAT this year. Let's get into IIM Ahmedabad, IIM Bangalore, IIM Calcutta, top colleges, work hard over there, and let's make our country proud. Thank you very much.